Hey YouTube, this is Shane once again with another YouTube video. Today we're going to be doing a beginner's course in pivot tables. This is pretty much the quick and dirty version of how to create pivot table. Pivot tables are very essential if you have a lot of data that you need to analyze while you're at work or while you're at home trying to manage a business. So as you can see, this is my data, and just imagine that there were maybe 500 rows of information instead of 37 rows of information. You definitely want to be able to analyze that data pretty quickly. So you're going to need to know how to organize your information to be able to make sure that the pivot table is understandable, organized, and visually appealing to someone who doesn't understand Excel very well. So let's go ahead and get started. As you can see already, I have my information. I'm going to go ahead, select all my information, click on insert, click on pivot table. Now you do have two options. You can either put it in a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a new worksheet. So as you can see, it automatically created a new worksheet for us. And now as you see, it may be different on whatever type of Excel you have, depending on if you have 2010 or 2007, it all depends, but they're pretty much the same as far as how it shows the pivot table fields. And I'm going to go ahead and explain all of these areas for your fields as we go ahead and put this pivot table together. So probably the first step that you want to take while you're doing a pivot table is trying to figure out what you want your rows to consist of. So I'm going to go ahead and use the company as our rows. And as you can see, all you have to do is drag it down to the rows, and it has every company that I put in my data that was on the last worksheet. So you do have the options to sort your information, or if you just want to know, how many sales for Martin's we had, you can just go ahead and click on Martin's. It'll automatically filter it for you. So that's just an option that you have with your first rows. The next step that I would probably take is knowing what values you're going to be using. So basically what makes the most sense for the value field is any type of number that you're trying to figure out or know information from. So for us, that's going to be the number of items sold, and we're going to go ahead and drag that to values. And as you can see, it already sorts out how many items were sold by each company that we had. So the next part that will probably be very helpful is maybe knowing what quarter we sold this information in, or our items for. So I would just go ahead and filter this out, and it's going to come up here, and as you can see, it's saying that it has all quarters of information listed on here. So say I just want to know how much we sold in quarter one. This is telling me that we've sold this many amount of items by these companies, and this is our grand total for quarter one. Now let's say I want to analyze it and see how much I did for quarter two. Wow, that is a huge difference. I did about 1238 versus 404, sold 404 items from last quarter. So very helpful information. And then let's say you want to know how many items you sold to each manager. So you can use that for the columns. So that's going to give you your columns of information. And as you can see, per each column, you can see how many items you sold per each manager, per each company. And again, if you want to know how much you sold for the quarter, you can say, okay, I sold this many amount of items for quarter one. And then you can analyze and organize your data. So if you there's something else you can also do as well, is you can click and it'll automatically create sort of a new pivot table for you if you want to know more information on something. So again, like I said, it's very helpful tool. It helps me, especially when I'm at work and I need to organize a batch of data, and it will certainly help you. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please put them in the comment section down below, and I will get to your questions as soon as I can. This is Shannon signing off.